Hello and welcome to Tarot in 10, the Tarot mini lesson every week. I'm Tamara DeGaia and I host Tarot Explorers Club. Tarot Explorers Club is where we have tarot lessons and tarot practice groups. You know, the best way to improve your tarot reading ability is by actually practicing in a supportive community. And that's what Tarot Explorers Club is. Come and join us. Today we're talking about effective tarot questions. First of all, why have a question? Well, yes, you can do a general tarot reading, technically. The problem with that is a general tarot reading is going to give you a vague answer. You know, tarot cards, one of the reasons why they're so popular and one of the reasons why they work so well is that the 78 cards and the combinations that they can appear in can apply to any part of life. And so if you don't have a specific question or at least a specific part of your life that you want insight into, then it's going to be much more difficult to try and figure out what that tarot reading is pertaining to and what it really means. So do yourself a favor and have a specific question, or at the very least, have a specific segment or theme of your life that you want insight into. So tarot questions, first of all, let's talk about what tarot questions generally are not. Generally, tarot questions or effective tarot questions are not passive. Should I do this? Well, yes, the tarot is for helping give you direction and advice, but it's really not about should you or shouldn't you. That's really your decision, right? What you need to make that informed decision is more information. And so what the tarot excels at is giving you more information, what you're not seeing, what's underlying, what's down the road on this trajectory that you're on, what's down the road if you take this other path. That's the kind of questions that really the tarot excels at. And those are the ways to give yourself productive, helpful information that can help you make proactive choices in your own life. Not, tell me what to do. We don't want the tarot to tell us what to do. We want the tarot to give us information so we can decide what to do. Does that make sense? So yes and no questions are not great for the tarot. And that includes, you know, will I, can I, am I? Those types of questions are yes and no questions. And if your question has a yes or no answer, probably you should just pull out your pendulum. A pendulum is a great tool for yes and no answers. And we can talk more about that in a different lesson outside of tarot, because pendulums, of course, aren't tarot. They're just another way to do divination, but they're a great way to do divination for yes and no questions. The tarot is not great at yes and no questions. And yes, I know some readers do use the tarot for doing yes and no questions, but I don't, and I don't recommend it. When and where questions, the same thing. Yes, there are readers who use the tarot for when and where questions. I don't get it. It's not something that I do. I don't think the tarot is a great tool for that. When and where questions maybe could be answered in other ways if you feel like that's something you need divination for. Really, the tarot, in my opinion, is great at divination for, again, giving you information to help you make proactive decisions in life, as well as spiritual and life insight and growth and that type of thing. So there's really a couple different things. And also, I always usually say, you know, I don't recommend asking for health advice or legal advice or financial advice or, you know, winning lottery numbers. So effective tarot questions do not also seek to manipulate other people. So, you know, questions like, how can I get Johnny to marry me? Or how can I get my boss to like me? Or how can I get my kids to do this? Or my mom to do this? Or my husband to do that? No, just don't. You're asking the tarot for what you can do to improve situation, right? Not to manipulate other people. So let's try to avoid those types of questions. So effective tarot questions, really, they put the focus on you, the seeker, if at all possible. You know, it is possible to ask, you know, what does someone else think of me? But really, again, it's irrelevant what someone else thinks of you. What you need to know is generally, What can you do in your own life to improve a situation, to make things better, to move in the right direction, right? And oftentimes it's really helpful to also, release attachment to the outcome. Don't My mom always said, be careful what you ask for. And I think it's so true. Be careful what you ask for. I generally try, and anytime I'm doing divination and I'm asking for helping me to come up with the greatest outcome or a particular outcome, I always try to say, this or something better, right? This or something better. And I don't want to be attached to a particular outcome because perhaps that outcome is really not in your best interest. Perhaps there's something else better waiting for you. So put the focus on you and release attachment to the outcome. Have an open-ended format. So these are my two favorite. There's lots of ways that you can start a tarot question, but if you just have these two in your toolbox, really, you're going to have an excellent tarot question. How can I improve? Or what do I need to know about? And those two question starters are going to get you off to a great start on your tarot question. And I always say, think of, is there something in your life that you want clarity on or insight into? Take that and then put one of these questions in front of that, and boom, you've got a great tarot question. So, not will, the other thing is have a single specific topic. A lot of people come wanting tarot readings. Will Johnny marry me? And when we have kids, and will I get my dream job? And will we own a house? Well, that, each one of those is a separate question. And really, again, it's that will I is a yes or no question. How about what do I need to know about my relationship with Johnny? Well, that's a great place to begin, right? That has a specific topic. It has an open-ended format. It puts the focus on the person asking the question. And doing that is going to give you an answer that is much easier to interpret and advice that is much easier and clearer in order to follow that advice. Okay? So, what do I need to know about my relationship with Johnny is just really addressing that very first one. And we can address each one in turn. That's fine. You can address all of these questions, but let's do one at a time so that we are really clear about the answer that we're getting for that particular question and phrase it in a way that is most useful to us as tarot readers. The other thing I want to mention is having your tarot question take a proactive point of view. So instead of something like, how can I get Johnny to marry me? Or how can I get my boss to like me? How about, how can I improve my relationship with Johnny? And what do I need to know about my relationship with my boss? Taking a proactive, what can I do about this? What do I need to know is great. And then what do I do to move forward? Okay. I hope that was helpful. This is the end of our Tarot in 10 lesson for this week. Check out tarotexplorersclub.com. The best way to improve your tarot reading ability is by actually practicing doing tarot readings. Not only in this group do you get to practice your tarot readings, but you actually get tarot readings from other members who are there to help you and support you and give you fresh insights into the tarot. Come check us out. Join us. We'd love to have you. I hope this was helpful. May all your life be luminous.